So let's talk about Pi Network. For years, it's been this fascinating project in the crypto space. The idea was simple: mine cryptocurrency on your phone without draining your battery or data. You just tap a button once a day. This ease of access brought in a massive community, with tens of millions of people called pioneers, all accumulating Pi coins. The big question, the one everyone has been asking since day one, is when this digital coin would have real-world value. When could you actually use it or trade it? This question is what made specific dates on the Pi calendar so important, and none were more anticipated than Pi 2 Day. So, what is Pi 2 Day? The community celebrates two special days each year: Pi Day, March 14th, Pi 2 Day, June 28th. These dates are often when the Pi Core team, the developers behind the project, release major updates, share progress, and outline the next steps. They've become focal points for the entire community, moments when everyone stops and listens. This year, 2025, was different. The project has been in its enclosed mainnet phase for a while, meaning the blockchain is live but firewalled from the outside world. The community's patience was wearing thin, and the pressure was on for a path to the open mainnet, where Pi could finally be connected to other blockchains and exchanges. The build-up to June 28, 2025 was immense. You could feel the electricity in the community chats and social media forums. Speculation was running wild. Would this be the day they announced the open mainnet? Would we finally get a date for when our Pi coins could be listed on major exchanges, Binance, Coinbase? Every pioneer, from those who joined years ago to recent newcomers, was watching closely. The core team had been dropping hints about a significant announcement, something that would set the course for the next chapter of Pi Network. This wasn't just another update, it was expected to be a pivotal moment for the project's entire future. The value of Pi has until now been purely theoretical. Pi 2 Day 2025 was seen as the potential bridge between theory and reality. So, the big day arrived. June 28, 2025. The entire Pi community held its breath, refreshing the app official social channels. And then, the announcement dropped. It wasn't exactly what everyone was expecting, but it was massive nonetheless. Instead of just giving a simple date for the open mainnet, the Pi Core team unveiled something much more comprehensive. They called it the Bold Plan. This wasn't just a simple press release, it was a multifaceted strategy that laid out a new, more deliberate path forward. The core team acknowledged the community's desire for open mainnet, but explained that certain conditions needed to be met first to ensure the network's long-term success and stability. The announcement was rolled out in a few key parts: exchange listing path, second migration. They explained that these two initiatives were designed to run in parallel, accelerating the network's maturity and preparing it for a successful public launch when the time is right. So what exactly is this bold plan that the Pi Core team announced? Let's break it down. At its heart, the bold plan is a strategic pivot. Instead of a headlong rush to open mainnet, it's a more calculated approach designed to strengthen the network from the inside out before opening the gates to the wider world. Think of it like building a city. You don't just invite millions of people to an empty plot of land. You first build the roads. You first build the houses. You first build the stores. You first build the power grid. The bold plan is Pi's way of building its digital city, ensuring that when the public arrives, there's a functioning economy and infrastructure waiting for them. First pillar: creating a pathway for a controlled exchange listing. Listing could happen while in enclosed mainnet under specific conditions. Strategic partnerships with a select few exchanges operating inside Pi's ecosystem. Allows price discovery and limited trading without full open market exposure. Gives pioneers a taste of real-world value while maintaining control. Second pillar: the second migration. Migration means moving Pi from the app to your own Pi Mainnet wallet. The first migration left many behind due to KYC delays and other issues. When people in the crypto world talk about an exchange listing, they're usually talking about a pretty standard process. A cryptocurrency gets added to a platform like Coinbase, Binance, Kraken. Once listed, anyone with an account on that exchange can freely buy, sell, trade the coin for other cryptocurrencies, traditional money like US dollars. This is what most pioneers were hoping for. It's the moment a digital asset goes from being a project's internal token to a publicly traded asset with a fluctuating market price. This is what the open mainnet was supposed to enable. However, the exchange listing mentioned in Pi's bold plan is something different and honestly a bit more nuanced. It's not the free-for-all public listing we just described. Because Pi is still in an enclosed mainnet, it cannot be freely deposited or withdrawn from an external exchange. So, how can it be listed? The plan hints at a partnership model. This would likely involve specific exchanges creating a sort of walled garden for Pi trading. The exchange would essentially hold a large pool of Pi coins on behalf of its users, and trading would happen within that exchange's ecosystem only. You could buy Pi on that platform, sell Pi on that platform, but you couldn't move your Pi from your Pi wallet to the exchange, or move your Pi from the exchange to your Pi wallet. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a gift card for a specific store. You can use that gift card's value inside that store, but you can't take it to a bank and cash it out for money to spend elsewhere. This proposed exchange listing model is similar. It would allow for price discovery. We'd finally see what people are willing to pay for Pi and provide a limited form of liquidity for those who want to trade. For the pioneer, it means you might be able to sell some of the Pi that has already been migrated to your Mainnet wallet, but only through a specific, sanctioned process facilitated by the core team and their partner exchanges. So, what's the point of this complicated setup? The main goal is control and stability. By not opening the floodgates all at once, the Pi core team can prevent a massive, coordinated sell-off that could crash the price to zero on day one. It allows the market to gradually establish a value for Pi, while the internal ecosystem of apps and utilities continues to grow. This controlled listing acts as a pressure release valve. It satisfies the community's demand for value and liquidity, but it does so in a way that protects the long-term health of the network. It's a stepping stone, not the final destination. Let's dive deeper into the second migration. To really get this, you first need to understand the difference between the Pi you see in the mobile app and Pi on the mainnet. The number that goes up every day when you press the lightning button is essentially an IOU from the Pi network. It's your recorded contribution. The Mainnet is the real, live, decentralized blockchain. It's the official ledger where ownership of Pi coins is permanently recorded. Migration cashes in your IOU and moves real Pi to your Pi wallet. The first wave of migration started some time ago, but it was slow and selective. Many pioneers were left waiting. The biggest hurdle has been KYC verification. You must prove you're a real, unique person. This prevents fake accounts and gaming the system. The KYC system got overwhelmed and people were stuck in review for months. The second migration is the core team's initiative to fix this bottleneck. The plan upgrades the verification and transfer system. The core team says they're using improved AI algorithms and potentially more human validators to speed KYC. The goal is clearing the backlog and verifying millions more pioneers. Once you pass KYC, you must complete the Mainnet checklist in-app. That includes creating a PI wallet and committing to a lockup configuration. The second migration aims to make the checklist smoother and more intuitive, guiding users step by step so they can prepare for transfer. So what does this mean for you as a pioneer? If you've been stuck waiting for KYC, there's renewed hope. Keep an eye on your Pi app for a KYC slot. If you've already passed KYC but haven't migrated, this push should get your coins moving. Having your Pi on the Mainnet is the critical step to participate in the Pi ecosystem. It lets you hold your own keys, it lets you spend your Pi in apps, it may let you participate in a controlled exchange listing. The second migration moves Pi from the company's ledger to your personal possession on the blockchain. One of the most important takeaways from the Pi 2-day announcement was the core team's relentless focus on building a real ecosystem. They made it crystal clear that Pi is not just another speculative cryptocurrency. The vision is much bigger. They're building a platform for decentralized applications, dApps. Think of it like Apple's App Store or Google Play, but built on a blockchain and powered by Pi. The goal, Pi used as currency for everyday transactions inside a digital ecosystem. The announcement highlighted progress. There are already hundreds of apps on the Pi testnet. Games, social media platforms, e-commerce marketplaces, service platforms. The core team is actively encouraging developers with hackathons and grants. The future of Pi is being built right now, one pioneer at a time.